In one of my last videos, I talked about the Roborock Q7. It's a robot with design like Roborock S6 Pure and working accessories like Roborock S7. The model is very interesting, especially considering the price tag. You can check out the review, the link will be in the tip and description. And today we will look at what the maximum version of the vacuum cleaner is capable of, which is called Roborock Q7 Max Plus. At first glance, the only difference is the self-cleaning station and the increased power of the motor. It reaches 4200 pascals, so it is one of the most powerful vacuum cleaners on the market. Is Q7 Max Plus different from the basic Q7? How has the increase in power affected the quality of cleaning, and most importantly, is it worth paying $870 for a robot? I'll try to answer all these questions in the course of the review. Let's start as usual with the beautiful box and its contents. Robot vacuum cleaner, a mop with a cloth installed, disassembled self-cleaning station, power cord, spare garbage bag, another one already installed in the station, envelope with documents, brief assembly diagram, instructions for connecting the application, and a thick detailed manual, all in English. The package is minimal, not even a second spare bag. This is very poor even by the standards of Roborock. As for the design of Roborock Q7 Max Plus, there are no complaints. Compared to the basic version, the maximum version of the vacuum cleaner became even more similar to Roborock S7. The front panel now has 3 buttons: Start, Home and Local Cleaning. A long press on Local Cleaning activates the button lock, a useful feature if you have young children. Backlighting of the buttons is barely noticeable. It won't interfere with sleep. Lidar with a pressure sensor. Under the furniture, the robot won't get stuck. At the front is a spring-loaded bumper with a front and side sensor. A rubber molding runs underneath. The exhaust vents are on the left, on the same side as the motor. It's installed under the body next to the dust container. The container is very large. Its total volume is 820 milliliters. 470 milliliters for garbage, plus 350 milliliters for water. The side wall is covered by a frame with HEPA filter. This is the only filtration system, but the HEPA filter can be washed underwater. The fill hole is sealed with a plug. You can visually check the fill level through the transparent plastic. There's no pump in the container. It's installed in the vacuum cleaner itself. Pay attention to the value on the side. It's used to pump air during self-cleaning. In the compartment under the container you can see the pump spigot, the ventilation grill and the intake. And on the top panel there's a QR code, a reset button and a Wi-Fi sensor. On the bottom of the Roborock Q7 Max Plus is arranged in the same way as the Roborock S7, except for the vibration model. Drive wheels, swivel roller, charging terminals, proprietary side brush, 4 surface sensors, and a working unit on 2 hangers. It provides a smooth running of the vacuum cleaner on uneven surfaces. The socket has a silicone roller that has proven to be great on all surfaces. The ends can be removed for easy maintenance. At the back of the frame, self-cleaning brushes have been installed. They are supposed to sweep away hair that winds up on the rotor between the roller and the plugs. The mop is a plastic platform with mounts for a napkin and holes for water supply. Among the innovations are spring-loaded buttons that press mop to the floor with up to 300 grams of pressure. I have already encountered such a system on other vacuum cleaners, and I can say that the usefulness of it was questionable. Whether the springs will help this time we will know in the process of testing. The self-cleaning base is assembled supply by screwing the sole plate to the main unit. You don't even have to look for a screwdriver. The manufacturer took care of everything and fastened the necessary tool under the sole plate. As a result, we get the whole L-shaped construction. The packing pad is ripped to make it easier for the robot to get in. There are rolls to reduce resistance on terminal brushes. When you finish packing, the work unit falls clearly into the hole on the sole, through which the self-cleaning takes place. Hidden in front behind the tinted glass is a sensor to help find the base. A garbage bag is inserted under the hood. The volume of the bag is 2.5 liters. For easy installation of the bag there is a lock. As with other models of this type, here's what this system looks like. The guillotine-like flap and the engine compartment grill, all simple and secure. The socket for the plug is on the side, and at the back there's a cable channel into which you can put the excess of the power cord. The manufacturer decided to change the design of Roborock S7 base. Q7 has a more traditional one. Later we will check how it works, but for now let's have a look at the mobile app. The application is called Roborock. The installation process is standard. Log in, find our robot, enter the network parameters, wait for the installation and firmware update. The installation took 4 minutes and didn't cause any difficulties. The application is similar to what we saw in the basic version of Roborock Q7. For example, on the start screen you can read notifications, choose voice assistants, provide access to other members of the family, or do substantive configuration of the cleaning. In the management section of the robot we see a standard line with cleaning data, a map, and next to it a quick access menu. Here you can customize the map display, rotate it, switch from 2D to 3D view. Set up virtual walls and forbidden zones, including for wet cleaning. Change room boundaries and rename rooms. Arrange furniture to make the 3D map look more beautiful. Change the type of flooring. Customize the cleaning order. Rename or delete the map. Under the map there are tabs to run the robot throughout the apartment. In the desired rooms or in the selected area, the number of passes can be changed from 1 to 3. You can also set the power and intensity of wetting, and there's even a smooth settings for the water flow with a slider. I'm not sure if you need it, but the manufacturer tried. Let's support him by teasing the video. The settings can be assigned to the entire apartment as well as to each room individually. The buttons below change depending on the situation. When the robot is at the base, you can start cleaning or do self-cleaning. And if it's already in the process of cleaning, you can stop it or send it to the docking station. There are some interesting features in the advanced settings too. Map saving mode and selection of building floors, light indication, power boost on carpets, child lock, selection of time zones, and don't disturb mode setting. Docking station settings. Here you can set the frequency of self-cleaning. In automatic mode, Q7 Max will clean the dust canister after every cleaning cycle. In other modes, we'll do it more often or less often. The details are not specified, you need to check in practice. Volume and voice pack. Cleaning schedule by day of the week with selection of desired locations. Local cleaning. Joystick for manual control. Operating history. Accessory wear and tear. All in all, the app is smart. The main difference from the regular Q7 is the added wetting adjustment and the self-cleaning base settings. Now let's move on to the test. First, let's estimate the situation with the surface sensors. There are no complaints about them. They see the edge of the table clearly and aren't afraid of the black carpet. This means that we can safely lower the robot onto the floor. Q7 Max doesn't differ much from the basic model in terms of navigation within the rooms. The robot walks along the walls and then vacuums the main space. The lidar not only builds a map, but is also involved in identifying obstacles. And so Q7 Max sees boxes, spots, furniture, legs and neatly goes around them. Even with the dryer, it managed relatively quickly. The robot at once understood where the passage between the legs is and easily swung over the tubular base. Possibility of the thresholds is good. Slats with a height of 2 cm don't cause Q7 Max difficulties. When walking throughout the apartment, the robot continued to act rationally, cleaning rooms in the selected sequence, and doesn't make unnecessary movements. Nominal suction power 4200 pascals, so the battery capacity of 5200 mAh was not enough for a long time. At maximum power, the robot walked for 87 minutes and managed to clean 97 square meters. After that, the charge level dropped to 20% and Q7 Max went to the station, and then resumed work from the place of interruption. Roborock engineers did a good job on noise isolation. Despite the high power, Q7 Max makes as much noise as any other robot, within 58-72 decibels. It's time to find out how the increase in power affected the quality of cleaning. First, let's do a simple test with debris on laminate flooring. Wool, flakes, coffee, filler, seeds, corn. The Q7 Max picks it all up easily. Notice how the wool is scattered from the blowing grate. Another sign of the power of the motor. The robot made 2 passes along the walls and zigzagged, and collected all but a few grains in the corners. The result is 98%. The vacuum cleaner collects sand just as well. After the first pass, the stand is almost clean. To tell the truth, it is for the open space where the nozzle can walk, but along the walls the sand grains remain. The final result is 98%. A thin carpet also didn't cause Q7 Max difficulties. After a couple of minutes, the boat looks as good as new. Only a few particles remains in the corners. 98% of the debris was collected. The most difficult task is the middle carpet. It is harder to drive over a deep pile, and it's harder to comb out the grime too. It's especially hard to pull fine debris from deep in the carpet, but the 4200 Pascal suction power lets the robot do it. As a result, 90% of the debris ended up in the bin. The general conclusion is that Q7 Max copes with laminate and thin carpet in the same way as the base Q7. But a powerful motor gives Q7 Max a big advantage over medium carpet. The cleaning quality is on the level of Roborock S7, and it's the top 2 in the history of testing. Now let's check the self-cleaning station. To begin with, I pour 100 grams of sunflower seeds into the dust collector. The robot informs me that the cleaning of the dust canister has begun, and after that the station beeps for a long time. The container is completely clean. Now I fill the bag with sand. We wait another 30 seconds and again the result is flawless. Not a single grain of sand remains. A heavier test is a mixture of peas, rice and flakes. We wait half a minute, take out the dust bag and again 100 out of 100. Even the Q7 Max coped very well with the cat lidar. There was only one piece of the lidar left in the tank and 2 small pieces stuck in the tube. The result is not 100%, but it is impressive. Additionally, I checked how the base collects wool. With this, of course, there was no problem at all. Perhaps the most powerful self-cleaning base of those that I tested. At the same time, its noise level is moderate, not more than 85 decibels. It remains to test the wet cleaning. Before the test, I didn't wet the wipe, simulating a scheduled cleaning. The first pass of the Q7 Max was a crawl-free one, but the second pass completely wiped off the middle of the pan. The areas along the walls were almost untouched, and so I decided to run it again. On the second attempt, Q7 Max improved its result, but the areas within 5 cm of the baseboard still couldn't wipe. But this is a standard situation for most robots, so in general the test was successful. Now we can test comprehensive cleaning. As you can see, Q7 Max quickly retrieves clumps of earth and washes dirt. After the first cleaning cycle, the wipe was clogged with dirt. Now I will rinse it and start the vacuum cleaner again. On the second try, the robot wiped the stand to a shine. The quality of wet cleaning is above average. The improvements that made are not only about increased power and self-cleaning. The manufacturer has improved the design, making the robot more similar to Roborock S7, and installed an electronic wipe wetting system. And so Q7 Max Plus can also clean the floor normally, do wet cleaning or wipe off dog traces. The robot shows excellent results on any surface, easily navigates in a cluttered apartment, and cleans the dust canister. Q7 Max Plus can work on schedule for a long time without your intervention. Nowadays, the robots with self-cleaning are widely available on the market, and most of them are cheaper. But in terms of functionality and cleaning quality, Roborock Q7 Max Plus is a higher class robot, and so I think the price tag of $870 is quite justified. If you can afford the income, you can safely take this model. I really liked the Q7 Max Plus. I think it's one of the best robots for combined cleaning today.